Well, the battle continues to fully fund public schools in our state. Voters could get the chance to require the legislature to do that, but lawmakers may come up with their own alternative. 7 on your side's Margaret and Morgan's been following this story and joins us to explain now how that could happen.
Well, Steve, as you know, the session starts next month in January, and it's been a trend for the legislature to not fund MAEP for the past 17 years. But now with a ballot initiative in front of them this year that would change the state's constitution to require them to fund the program, talk around the state capitol is that they may not allow voters that choice.
We believe that any alternative that they would suggest is merely a dirty trick to kill this initiative that 200,000 people signed up to.
Patsy Brumfield of Better Schools, Better Jobs has traveled the state collecting signatures from voters who say they want to vote whether to make a constitutional amendment for the legislature to be required to provide financial support for an adequate and efficient school system. But when a ballot initiative such as this one is created, the legislature has the option to create an alternative.
Of course, that has never happened in the history of the initiative law.
But this year, it could happen. Senator John Polk says an alternative to the amendment has been discussed, but no particulars were given. He says the approach of a constitutional amendment, quote, opens up a lot of areas that the people of Mississippi don't want to get into, end quote.
It will tell them what to do. It just will not tell them how to do it. They still will have 100% authority in how they allocate the money.
And I know the legislature has a difficult job. I mean, I know when I look at my own budget here, you know, I can only imagine what they're dealing with. But yeah, I just wish there could be a little more consistency with that so that we could plan better.
LAMAR County has been underfunded by at least $5 million each year over the past 3 years. With an increase of 300 students in the district this year, Superintendent Tess Smith says their funds only allow them to add 4 teachers, all of them at the elementary school.
We're going to get to a point where it's much more difficult, and you know, we've trimmed the fat, as they say, in LAMAR County, but it's harder each year when you have less money to deal with.
Why have they been able to not fund MAEP?
I can't answer that. They just have decided they don't want to. You know, when did you and I get to decide which law we abide by? They apparently get to do that.
The legislature created this formula for MAEP funding in 1997, but when I spoke with Senator Polk today, he said that even though next year is a big election year, he doesn't expect it to be what educators would consider fully funded.
All right, keep us posted. Appreciate it.